Hi guys. So, a couple weeks ago I saw a video by one of the trainers that I follow on YouTube, and I got a very similar question today, so I thought I'd make my own video. So, a question that a lot of trainers get pretty often is about new puppies and older dogs. So normally the questions that we get are along the lines of my older dog and my young puppy. I got a new puppy and they're best friends. They're best friends. And then out of nowhere, they started fighting. They started hating each other. And now I can't keep them together. And I don't know where this came from. And normally it occurs between 9 months and a year. And this is actually what happened with Sky and her previous owner. So her previous owner had a Australian Shepherd, a couple years old. I don't know the real details or anything. And they got Sky when she was about 6 to 7 months old, kept her for a couple months. The two dogs got along really well. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they started fighting. And that's what ended up ultimately being the reason that they needed to rehome Sky. So they had adopted her from an adoption agency and then had gotten back in contact with them and said, hey, you know, this isn't working out like we'd hoped. You know, they did everything that they could, that they knew how to do, and it just wasn't the right fit. So that's exactly what happened with Sky. And when she came here, it could have happened with Abe, but it didn't. So the reason that this happens is because when you get a young puppy, whether that puppy is 8 weeks old or 16 weeks old or whatever, that puppy is going to, if you don't stop this puppy from doing it, that puppy is going to pester that older dog. And because it's a puppy, most older dogs are going to have patience with that puppy. And they're going to let that puppy get away with a lot of stuff that they wouldn't let an adult dog get away with. So biting their ears, chasing their tail, you know, all of those things that a young puppy would do. So because the owner doesn't understand that or doesn't recognize that, they think that the two dogs are best friends, they're playing, whatever. And then the puppy gets to be an age where that dog is no longer willing to put up with that behavior, and it just lets loose on the puppy that's now a young adult dog. So it's really easy to fall into that trap. And the message that I got today was a message that I really enjoy getting. This person had just gotten this new puppy and wanted to make sure that they were going to go about introducing the two dogs the right way. It's like, awesome. Yes, that's fantastic. I love getting questions like that. So the biggest thing is don't make them be best friends, because even if it looks like they are, they're probably not, because one is a puppy and one's an adult dog. And this is especially true when it's two female dogs. So if the older dog will even tolerate the puppy, female dogs are two females is really difficult, especially when there's a big age gap like that. So for me, for a dog trainer, it's not hard. It would not be difficult. But not everybody's a dog trainer, you know, just a standard dog owner. It's difficult. It is. But especially when there's a large age gap with two females, it can be challenging. So my biggest thing was don't make them be best friends. Teach the older dog to exist around the puppy. So a solid place command, and then don't let the little puppy pester the older dog. So by doing that, you're showing the puppy that you're in control, that you get to decide what's allowed and what's not, and you're communicating to the older dog that, don't worry, I got it. I got it. I'm not going to let this puppy bug you. You know, I'm going to advocate for you, and nothing's going to happen. So what I mean when I say that it could have happened with Abe, so when I got Sky, she was about a year old. ish, you know, she's a rescue dog. We don't really know. And she is still very much mentally a puppy. She is just all over the place. And Abe is 4, and he is a very chill dog. So he's just real even keel, low energy. He can get up and play and things, but he's just an even keel dog. He's not real over the top high energy. So when she got here, she's a younger female. Abe is going to be a lot more willing to put up with her shit than he would be with an older dog. So if he ever got into a situation where he felt like I wasn't in control and he had to correct her for the behavior that he didn't want to put up with anymore, I have failed as a dog owner. And that happened one time. So they were both on place and their beds are right next to each other, just so then they're in the same spot and I can keep an eye on both of them at the same time. And she got up and went over, stayed on their beds, but climbed over into his bed. And I didn't notice. And I don't know how long she was over there, but all of a sudden I heard this because Abe had told her with his body language, like, hey, this is my space, stop. She didn't listen. So he lifted a lip and he snarled at her a little bit. And she's like, whoa, okay, sorry. And then went back to her own bed. So in that moment, I failed as a dog owner. And I definitely failed as a dog trainer because I should be better than that. But I'm a human and shit happens. And luckily, these two dogs, not luckily, but by that point, they had spent enough time together. And Abe is already so entrenched in this training lifestyle that we have that I'm in control. I'm going to advocate for him. Nothing bad's going to happen. It's okay. Don't worry about it. So his desire, his feeling that he needed to take control of that situation was very minimal. Like, hey, get away. But the fact that he got to that point where he felt like he had to do that because I wasn't doing it, not a great situation. But again, I'm a human, shit happens. So I just wanted to put together this video. Hopefully it helps some people out. Getting a young puppy to make an older dog feel young again is very tempting. And there's nothing wrong with doing that if you go about it properly. But it's just very fraught with danger, okay? That sounds really dramatic, but it is. You know, you have to go about it the right way. Otherwise, in 6 months or so, you're going to have a shit show on your hands. So don't let it get to that point. Questions? Let me know.